Hello? Okay, it works. Um, Hello, I'm Snoop, and I've been drawing for a year now, over a year, maybe a year and a half, and I just wanted to make a video on general art advice. I'm not speaking about drawing, I'm speaking about drawing mostly, but this video is gonna be like art, like in general art. Not specifically drawing. It will still specifically cater to drawing a lot, but I feel like this applies in other creative fields and mediums. But yeah, I've wanted to talk about some stuff that people usually look over and not notice until like way later on, and it hinders their abilities by like a lot. And this video is improvised, so there's gonna be a bit some errors there and some stuttering, since I don't really feel like making a script, but I'll try to speak slowly and keep it brief. And this video won't make you like magically better, but I feel like it'll still help you a lot, especially if you're a beginner. And what I want to begin with first is when you draw something, or especially when you begin drawing, I feel like everyone looks over this. Draw or make what you love. Don't. This part is really important. I didn't learn this until way later on. If this is, especially if it's a hobby, it can even still apply when you want to take it professionally or make something your career, like art or stuff or animation. But I still feel like you could make your studies or make everything by drawing what you love as well. Like, for example, oh, you want to study side profiles. Okay, let me draw a side profile over here. But I don't really like drawing side profiles that much. This is an example, but how do I make it more bearable? You don't want to do something just for the, like, you don't want to do a study just study constantly with blank figures or references. I feel like you should draw what you love. Like, oh, I love Naruto. Oh, let me draw a side profile of Naruto. I feel like that'll help me a lot. And it's also in an anime style, so it help me learn simplified figures. See, you can implement anything you love, into your studies. And that'll help a lot. That'll make the process less boring, it'll make it less painful, and it'll just help you a lot. And if it turns out good, you'll be generally satisfied with it. And I like this is just an example of what you can do. I feel like the still main general rule of this is do what you love, even if it's for a career. Your studies can be something including your character or objects or an image if you like. Like, for example, if you're practicing a background, oh, let me think of something. What about okay, what about something? Oh, I love Times Square from New York. Let me draw a Times Square in perspective. I feel like there's a lot of buildings and stuff, and that'll make it more interesting. And yeah, that's the first thing. Even I think this still applies even if in music. Like, oh, I love drill beats. Let me make a drill beat. Yeah, you don't wanna do something that you hate. Like, when you're drawing like nude figures or something, or humans that you don't recognize, like models or something. Oh, I don't like this model. Why am I using this reference? And you'll hate the process. I was there. I was in that position. I was drawing people that I didn't know, and it felt off to me. So I used a character or an actor I love, and I draw them. And the second thing, the second thing that a lot of people overlook is don't compare yourself. Everyone has different circumstances. Like, I feel like this is especially true in people who go straight into art communities and creative communities. And what they'll do is they'll compare themselves to people who have been drawing for years, and professionals who have been drawing for years. Like, oh, I love Kim Jong Il, or but my drawings aren't as good as his. Like, no, dude, he's been drawing ever since he was like 17 or something, and he lasted up until 50 while drawing. He drew every day, and that and that's something that you have to comprehend. This is really simple. This is like everyone already knows this, but they don't implant it in your head. Like, you are only hurting yourself by comparing yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to others. Like, okay, you can still compare yourself to other, but not in a competitive manner. It's like a friendly rivalry. Like, some I might like remember the corny cartoon rivalries in animes or any media, where the protagonist like, this is really corny, but the protagonist has someone and they're rivals, but they improve at the same time. It can be friendly, like not a rival per se, but much rather a companion. This isn't really mandatory, but it'll still help a lot. Like, if you find a friend that's on the same level as you or slightly better than you, then you can strive, be on the same level at him, not like being better than him just to put him down or something. No, that's like a hateful mindset that'll burn you out quickly. And I've been there, I experienced that myself. And I'm like, take some all I say with a grain of salt. Like, I'm not a professional myself, but what I'm saying is this really affected me a lot. I've been through all of these, and through this advice I've learned how to improve quickly and just improve at my own pace. I found someone that was on the same level as me, and we are working together in art, improving side by side and showing our drawings to each other and stuff, and it's healthy. But when I used to animate, I had this person that I really despised, and I strived to be better just for the sake of being better than him, and that burnt me out. That really burnt me out, it did. And I hated animating for a long while after that. And you don't want to do that. You genuinely don't want to do that. And this just keep this in mind. Have a healthy mindset. And what's next? Criticism is something regarding criticism. Criticism is fine. You have to be criticized, or else you won't improve. There are some people I know and friends of mine who were so caught up in their ego that they wouldn't take anything from anyone, and they would just be stuck in their own echo chamber. And I hate to admit it, but they'd like not improve at all. And they complain about not improving whilst not taking anything from anyone. Not even from themselves. It's fine to dislike the work you made. It's healthy because that pushes you to do better. And like, criticism isn't negative, it's positive. Of course there are people who will go like, oh, your drawing sucks, but that's not criticism, that's just hate. That's just straight up hate. And there are people who are harsh, but they're like, oh dude, you don't do that, dude, your drawing will end up bad. Like, oh yeah, oh dude, that guy sucks, he's being really mean. But there is still like a positive undertone to what they say. So take that and apply it to yourself. And criticism isn't just from the outside. Like, criticism can be from the inside as well. Like, you can criticize your own works. You shouldn't go like, oh, I'm drawing a stick man, but their proportions, this really sucks. I don't know what's wrong with it. And uh, you, you just know that it sucks, but you're not analyzing. You're not analyzing yourself and seeing what the problem is. You're just you're just saying it sucks, but you don't know why. And a lot of people do that. They don't analyze what makes their drawing like not good, or why they don't like it. Like, oh, this stick man. Oh, I drew the stick man, and I don't like it. I don't want to be. I don't want to just say that without analyzing what's wrong. Okay, a good way of going about it was like, oh, this stick man, it's lacking detail. There's no detail. Okay, next time I'll add detail, and I'll do basic. I'll do like more. I'll draw proper proportions and stuff. And criticism is important, and having an ego is important. You don't want to downplay yourself or praise yourself to the high heavens. You want to see yourself as a normal person. Just because you're better than someone doesn't mean at art doesn't mean that they should stop. Don't put others down, because no, you wouldn't like that if someone did that to you. Just be nice. That's literally it with the ego part. The criticism part as well. You can criticize someone, but be nice about it. Don't put them down. And a lot. And after that, we have what's it called? Let me excuse me. I'm just trying to remember. Oh, practice. Literally, practice. Theories. Well, theory doesn't suck. It doesn't suck actually, but you know what I mean. With theory, you with theory you need to put it into practice, and with practice you need to have theory. Like, oh, I know color theory. I know that blue colors have a cold tone, like they indicate the cold place, and warm colors indicate a warmer, more friendly tone. But what's the point of knowing these if I never put them into practice? Like, I never draw with color. Okay, now why then you make try to make a drawing and you think that you have the theory down, but you never practiced it, so it looks off, and this damages your ego. This literally damages your ego and destroys it. So this comes into part of this. Like, all of this advice is interconnected with each other, and you don't want to be someone who does practice all the time but with no theory, and you don't want to be someone who learns theory all the time without practice. And I was this part. I know so much art theory. I watched so many Proco videos. I watched so many art tutorials, but guess what? It wasn't of use, because out of like those 50 videos I've watched, I only learned from like 2 or 3 videos, because I never put it into practice, and you don't want to do that. You want to practice what you learn immediately, or else you'd forget it. But do it at your own pace. And this is really hard. Like, you have to balance everything, and that's a really tough part. And now this part, what I'm gonna explain next, it's communities and social media. Like, of course, when you draw something, you want to share it. Like, oh, I drew this man, and you want it to get likes, and you want it to get retweets, for example, or for whatever platform you're using. You're using TikTok, you're using Twitter, whatever. You want to have likes. You want to get something, but in reality, what you get is this. You expect to get 500 likes, but you get 5 likes. And and this damages some people's ego. And my general advice: avoid posting in social media and even in communities, large communities like an art Discord, or like, oh, someone here, I this is my drawing, guys. This is my drawing. Uh, Now, there's people, and this guy goes here. Wow, this looks great, and you think that, like, oh, they got like validation and people like what they made, so they go and try to post their own stuff, but people don't really know them, and there's like, obviously there's favoritism, and some people don't react to their message, they don't notice your drawing, and they just get ignored, and this damages their ego. This happened to me, this happens to everyone. Like the art Discord stuff, the art community stuff, and the social media stuff, you don't want to seek validation from people. You don't want to seek validation and a dopamine rush from seeing the numbers go up, or seeing the reactions go up, or the compliments. You obviously want to be complimented, but basing your entire worth off them, it just damages you so hard. So I'd avoid posting on social media and such. And what people do is something that contradicts this part. They draw something that they don't like, or something that they don't love. It's like such a popular topic or a meme or something for likes, and it doesn't get traction. It gets 5 likes, it gets 3 likes, and this burns them out. So like, you're drawing something not for yourself but for someone else, and they don't even notice it, and this hurts. What I'd recommend is finding a small group, a handful of small people that know each other and are close with each other. Not specifically an echo chamber, but some people that know criticism and give good feedback and such. It can be hard to find, but when you find it, it will be worth your time. It will be generally worth your time. And after you meet this group of people, you don't need this. You don't need social media. You don't need an art Discord or anything. You have these people. You don't wanna go to a large community or a large post and expect to gain traction unless you're like really good or something. So I just advise you to stay away from big groups and social media. I'm repeating myself, but yeah, this is really important, you know. And this applies to everything with YouTube. Like, if you're making videos, you want to make something about a subject you find interesting or a subject you love. You don't want to do like some bait stuff like, oh guys, look at the new drama, then that video make you pour effort and stuff into it just with the intent of gaining views, and it doesn't end up gaining traction in any social media at all, and that burns you out because you tried to make something for someone and they didn't even notice it. It's not just specifically for art. So yes, communities and social media, you need to be aware of this. It's still okay to post on them, but I'd suggest staying away from it because it hurts you overall. It hurts your ego. And so, speaking about ego, I want to return to something. Save all your work. Don't delete anything, even if you don't like it. Unless if it's for a really personal reason, like, oh, you made a drawing for someone, but you cut off ties with them, or some stuff happened. Oh, that's fine. You can get rid of that drawing. But if you don't like your drawing because you think it's bad or anything, keep it. Literally keep it. Or if you made a song that you don't like, keep it. Anything. This applies to anything. Keep it so you can look back on it later and see how much you improved. It makes you feel so good about yourself. It makes you feel so happy about yourself. Like, I hated this. I despise this work, but I saved it, and I kept it for later, and compared it to my later works. Like, look at, I'm still not a professional. I'm still an amateur, but look at the improvement. It makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel happy. Like, there was progress made here. There's still some mistakes with it, with the new drawings, but So look at this. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel confident. I mean, so you don't want to be too confident or something, but just having a good, healthy mindset about what you do is so important. And this might be the final one since the video is reaching 20 minutes. It's just, it goes back into practice and theory, and this goes like tutorials. You don't want to take every tutorial to heart. Everyone has their own method and own things. Like, of course, you watch a video on how to draw something. Oh, how to draw. Oh, okay, guys. The first thing I want to say, focus on the fundamentals. Like, get rid of that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to focus on something. You don't. Some people try to focus on everything at once. Oh, I want to learn fundamentals. I want to learn this and that. Do what you, this goes back into this. Draw what you love. You don't want to be focusing on the fundamentals like at all time. Like, it's okay to focus on anatomy. Like, it's okay to focus on perspective. But going out of your way to work on that when you really don't want to, it burns you out. Like, what's the point if you draw perspective all the time, but you don't like it? You're not gonna use this. You're not gonna learn any of this. You're not gonna put any of this in practice. Like, no, not in general. It's not like you're not gonna put it in everything, but considering the level you're at, you don't really need this at the moment. Like, especially if you're a beginner. Just the best way I'd suggest going about it, don't take every advice from tutorials literally. Some people are professionals, some people aren't, and they make tutorials. And even the professionals, don't take anything they say literally, because there's still obviously some rules that you have to follow, but a lot of them just, maybe I've seen some that push a false narrative or bait you into paying for what they paying for their service, which is fine, but a lot of it is misleading, and a lot of it stems from from personal opinion. Like, oh guys, you shouldn't learn anatomy. Like, you should learn anatomy by doing this. It's a really bad method. Dude, if you're comfortable with it, and you feel like this method, even though it's slower than other methods, but you feel more comfortable, then who cares? Who cares about the professional's opinion when you find comfort within it? You don't need to advance at a rate more significant than others. Just do it at your own pace. What's the point of drawing and making it a hobby when you don't even like what you draw? So just draw what you love, man. And do tutorials. Obviously learn tutorials and watch tutorials, but this is the saying, cross that bridge when you get to it. You don't want to watch tutorials like on anatomy when you're still learning form. Like, just keep stuff for later when you get to that part. And yeah, I'm reaching almost 25 minutes, but with all of this being said, I hope you've learned something for this. I think if you want to, maybe I don't want to be a shill, but I want to talk about more art topics. I want to talk about more art topics in the future, and I don't want to focus on like improving or how to draw something or how to draw this. I don't want to do that. I want to make, if you subscribe, there's like, I'm gonna make videos on the mental side of art, on the personal side of art, not the practice, like drawing, communities, ego. I want to make videos about that in the future. And I'm not doing this, I'm doing this so I can share my info. A lot of people just don't know what to do when they hit the road or standstill. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening. Also, if you're wondering about the music in the background, it's from the Katana Zero soundtrack. Okay, bye.